that financial plan? Who's told their money what to do or what to get for them in 2020? Okay. Who knows how your money's going to get it? Okay, less hands. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about today, how your money is going to get what you want for you in 2020. And we have Azurine Sade. She does a lot with credit repair. She does a lot with financial planning, and largely because her area of profession is real estate. Can I show off this? Okay. It's real estate. So when people are making major purchases, we discover at that time that their finances don't match their aspirations. Okay, so your finances are not giving you permission to pursue your dreams. So she has to sit down and work through people's finances first before they can actually get their dreams. So she's going to give you amazing tips. She's going to tell you about what she does as a real estate agent, how that moved her into credit repair, personal budgeting and planning, and all of those things that are needed if you actually want to do what you want to do in 2020 and beyond. How many guys are sick of asking money for permission? I got to go. Wait a minute. Let me go ahead. Let me go ask my wallet if I can do it, as opposed to preparing and planning for what you want and how you want to get it, right? So without further ado, I want to introduce my very, very precious mentee, Azurine Sade Jeff, the realty stylist is what, okay, did I say it right? The realty stylist who's going to help you with personal business and finance. All right. Let's give her a hand.
Like she said, my name is Azurine Sade. I am known as the Realty and Financial Stylist, staying ahead of trends in real estate to empower real people and real communities to create real change. That is my slogan. That is what I always say, and that's what people know me by. One of the reasons why I branded myself, and the community branded me as the Realty Stylist. One is because, I like to be fashionable, right? And second is I like to provide tailor-made solutions to their needs. So there's always something, when you're dealing with finances, there's always something that's different. Every individual sitting in this room has different goals, different aspirations, different ways that they're going to achieve their goals, right? And so to be in the financial service industry, to be in finances, you literally have to we have to create tailor-made solutions to each of your finances. So the hardest thing for people to talk about is money. They will talk about everything else. You can see it on social media. They talk about when they got married. They show their fat, flashy cars. They show all the things. We even dress. The way we dress exudes whether or not we have money, how we want to be seen. And that's really how people see us, So everything we do revolves around money. What we don't talk about is like this. How many people are over their heads in debt? See, nobody's going to raise their hand. How many, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many people are over $150,000 in debt? For student loans, you name it. See, that's not, when I said debt, no one really wanted to raise their hand, but they act like student loans ain't debt, right? Yeah, right. It's that, right? But those are conversations that we don't have. Like, we're not going to have. But if I ask you, how many of you guys have master's degrees? How many of you guys have bachelor's degrees? How many of you guys graduated with an associate degree? How many of you guys are in profession that you love? How many of you have 3 kids? Like, you'll talk about all those great things in life. But when it comes to money, we will not talk about the things that really matter, right? You won't talk about that. You won't talk about the car payment that is like ridiculous, but you had to have it. Those are things that we don't talk about. And so today, I want to lighten the conversation or get you to start thinking differently about your money, all right? So one, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Azurine again, and I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Here's why. Every time I go to these seminars and events, I'm always interested to know just a little bit about the person speaking and what qualifies them to be in this position telling me about finances, right? So I graduated from Florida State University with a business degree in merchandising and business administration. I also founded a couple of things. I'm a serial entrepreneur, but I also founded several businesses. One is the Black Women's Business Owners of Tulsa. Now we're branded as Black Women Business Owners of America. We have have several different chapters. We're branching out in Florida, Kansas, Hawaii. This upcoming, by 2022, we're already in Oklahoma City. We're launching in Miami, Florida this year, and then we have like several people calling us to branch our chapter into their cities and states. So that's really exciting. So that's a little bit about me. I started my first entrepreneur endeavor when I was about 10. I literally had my whole block lit up. I've been a hustler all my life before I knew how to spell it, you know. The funny story is I had my aunt literally bake cakes, and I act like she was the best baker in the world, which she was. But I think I boosted up a little bit more, and I think that's where I get the sales approach in life from. So she's baking these cakes. She would bake them weekly for me. So I would eat it. By the time she calls, she'd be like, the cake is all gone. Like, what's going on? Baby, I done sold that cake for $5 for one thin slice. I had literally $500 literally in 1 week for selling that cake for $5. I know, looking at that cake, I would not buy that cake in today's world. But baby, I don't know how I did it. But they brought that cake and they would buy it over and over again. I'm like, well, switch up the icing. You know, let's make it different because, you know, they already brought this several times. And I'll come with the same speech, same house every week. I knew what payday was. I knew how to get them. You know, Girl Scouts, they had nothing on me. You hear me? So that's what I did at an early age when I graduated from, don't know what that is. Sorry, she's gonna handle that. But when I started entrepreneurship in and of itself, I thought to myself, well, I was in corporate America, I was in the military, in the Air Force, and I had a great corporate job, and I said, well, I am, you know, this is my best life. I'm great. I love the industry that I was in. It was wonderful. I ended up saying to myself, I wanted more, so I got into real estate. Before I could transition good, I had trained the young lady up under me to be great at it. And my boss, she ended up telling me, well, as you did, she knew that I was graduating with a master's degree. I wrote the whole curriculum for the grant program that we were running in our city. And she told me, well, Azure D, you know, this is a great job. You shouldn't, you know, this is not a clock in, clock out job. Now, mind you, I was clocking in and clocking out. It was just great because, well, I was writing the program and it was great. You know, I was creating new industries. So she told me this isn't a clock in, clock out job, Azure D. You should really love this. That was her way of like recruiting me, telling me that this is all, you know, like this is the, you know, this is the cream of the crop. I said, well, ma'am, I was aggravated because I just got out of active duty and she told me that she wasn't raising my pay, right? Upon talking to her, she told me that this was the best I was going to do, essentially. When she told me that was what she meant. And so I said, ma'am, if this job right here, I said, I'm writing the curriculum. I know her salary. I know my salary. I'm writing the budget for the whole department. I said, ma'am, you have a bachelor's degree. I'm getting ready to graduate within a few weeks with a master's degree in public administration and finance. So if you're telling me this is the best I can do when you only have a bachelor's degree and it's not in finance, what do you think this means for me? I said, consider this my resignation. This is my last day. And she did not expect for me to walk out and did not expect me to do what I did because she felt like that was the best that I can do. And I don't know if she believed that, but she thought that she had me in a position that would be it. And so I'm here today to tell you about finances because one reason, in order to be able to make bold steps to do what I did, you have to be able to live uncomfortable, live like no one else will live today, which is one of the quotes, so that you can do what you want to do tomorrow. All right. This is delaying instant gratification, delaying the things that you want right now for the things that will be a better outcome for you in the future. Okay. So that's really one of the quotes. So stop spending money you don't have on things you don't need to impress people that don't like you. Those are the main things that I think women kind of struggle with. They kind of struggle with in general. They feel like, you know, I want to be this. I want to become. I have to be the it. When at the end of the day, I shop at the thrift store. I look good today. This came from the thrift store. I didn't spend more than $20, and that's for the hair you see on my head too. So I really do believe and practice what I preach when I say I'm frugal. I don't really like to use that in a derogatory manner, because I literally, like Chief said, I have plans for my money, period. I'm going to tell, I work hard for my money, and it's not going to just go by the wayside. It's not going to go on things that I don't even know where it went. Like, what? Like, I need to know where my money is. I literally have planned for my money. So that's what I want you to know. And act your wage. You know, some of us are literally living like, you know, the poor man. You know, at the end of the day, when I didn't have, listen, I tell people this and I mean this, I was poor. Couldn't afford the R. Literally. Ain't no R coming up off this. I was absolutely poor. But I always act my wage. I knew that I was built for a wealthy woman. I knew that was my stature. I knew that's who God called me to be. And I came up like mentorship. I'm going to stress this all throughout this presentation. Mentorship is extremely important. Mentorship is extremely important. I became a part of this organization when I was 21. So 10 years later, my life is totally different. And that's because of a lot of the mentorship that you see with Dr. Tailor Price, Dr. Price, and this whole organization. Mentorship is important. It changes your mindset. It literally develops you from the inside out. So again, mentorship is important. But let's get into the money, okay? All right. So one of the systems that I like to use. Let me go. Is there a clicker at all? Did I say breakers? No clicker. All right. So the first step, I'm going to just start here, is literally having an emergency fund. All right. What constitutes an emergency fund? And why should we start here? You don't want to start. So a lot of people tell me, well, why should I start at the emergency fund? You know, I have debt. I have things that, you know, I have to be tackling, all of these different things. Emergency fund is important because life is going to happen. It happens to us all. So I know that oftentimes I hear my clients tell me, well, I can't do this. Listen, if you don't make time to save, you'll always be living in crisis. Everything will be a crisis moment for you. So this guarantees that at least when crisis hits or when life comes, I like to call it life incidents. You know, when that happens, you will literally have something to fall back on. You're not going into credit card debt. You're not going to payday loans, which I'm going to say it's the devil. I mean, payday loans is the devil. I say start at $1,000. You know, this is the baby step. Start at $1,000. You can do that $5, $10 a week. You know, making sure you're putting it aside something small. We don't want to get into the habit of, I need to do $1,000. I'm going to do $150 a month. Literally, you're like, yeah, this doesn't work. Sure that you are doing it the right way. I like to tackle debt in I call it the snowball effect. And this is very simple. It says identify your debts, list in order from smallest interest rate, which is the lowest, to the largest interest rate, except for your home. You're going to do this for everything except for your home. All right. And then I believe in behavior modifications over math. All right. So a lot of times we go through this thing where we're like, okay, I need to save $500 by this time or $250 by this time. I'm cutting off everything. I'm not doing anything. And really, that's like a bad diet. Like, how many of us say we're going to get rid of sugar, carbs, all of this stuff every single time, and we never make any steps. There's no progress. And so for this to even work, you need to do behavior modification. So when you're around certain friends, like for me, as a millennial, all of my friends feel like they want to go out. Well, not my friends now. Like, we are so on the budget. I mean, I got Tyranny right here. Like, I can't do it. You know, I was like, okay, that's good for me. Sade, like, And we all got really great jobs. You know, we love our jobs. And we like, I can't do it the way my budget's set up. So I like to call it the balling on the budget, okay? Everything is within that budget. So I have fun because I'm like, listen, I pay for this. I pay for my insurance. insurance, I pay for my car note, I pay for all this, I got all my lovely wigs, you know, everything is within my budget. So it's like how much I can get, what can I get within my want, within my budget. So I'm looking for deals. I'm like, oh yeah, but if I get that wig, it's like 2 for 1. So I can get that wig and then that lace front glue, you know, that's going, you know, because glue costs. You know, I just have fun. I make saving money really, really fun and really, really exciting because you never know. Since I've been balling on the budget, I mean, my life is so free. It's so free. I'm like, what do I want to do? Oh, how much that costs? I can really do that. I don't want to do it though. I could do it, but I don't want to do it. It's not that great. It's not that great. So that's one of the things. Proceed up the ladder. So you want to go with the smallest interest rate first, then tackle as it goes. So I think most interest rate on credit cards debt is about 24%. That's the lowest. Well, I've seen 18%. So look at those credit card debts. Look at all of your finances. Anything that you have, look at the interest rate on it. That really is important. Okay. Once we've done that, we're going to finish our emergency plan. All right. So realistically, your emergency fund or your emergency, I like to call it bank, should be at least, they say 3 to 6 months, but I say a whole entire year. One of my clients and my dear friend, she decided they let her off her job. She got let go. And she launched into entrepreneurship, right? And in doing so, within the first 6 months, she was literally she had more than halfway depleted her emergency fund. And she thought that was sufficient for her. Now, I believe that when you're in emergency situations, like you literally use less. Like, you kind of innately think, I don't need this. I don't need the Netflix, baby. I don't need the Cox. I don't need nothing that ain't in this 4 walls. I need food, water, clothes, shelter, and definitely I need a car to get to the work, to get to work that's gonna pay these bills. Anything other than that, baby, I'll see you later. I don't need anything else. I think once you're in that situation, you can literally hold out on an emergency fund longer than, when you actually have some sort of employment. Does this make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're past the icebreaker. All right. So, I think which one this is. Make sure. Skipping through these slides really quickly. Want to make sure I get all the information to you. All right. So, how you're going to do this? The step 1 is gather all of your financial statements, everything you have. I know a lot of you guys are using credit cards or some type of debit card. Go and log on. I know some of you never do it. Log on. It's on. Everything is documented. Make sure you're finding out what you're spending, what categories. Most of them have a category for groceries. If you're going to Walmart, they have entertainment. They have that ability to categorize your spending. All right. Then step 2, you're going to add all of your income together. All right. So you're going to gather everything, all of it, everything. All right. And then you're going to list your monthly expenses and divide it into fixed and a variable column. All right. And then step 5, you're going to review and adjust expenses accordingly. Oh, I didn't do 4. Sorry. So step 3, you're going to list your monthly expenses, divide it. Step 4, you're going to subtract your expenses from your total income. And then step 5, again, you're going to review it and adjust accordingly. All right. Any questions? No questions? All right. So, I like these 2. Well, there's 2 apps that I'm going to talk to you about today that is really efficient when it comes to budgeting. I like to keep it simple. I'm not, although I majored in finance, that's what I do traditionally. I like to keep it really, really simple. So, the Mint app. How many of you guys use Mint app? Mint app? No? Not okay. So Mint app is going to be your best friend in 2020. Here's why. all of your credit cards, you're going to, every credit card, every debit card, everything that you have that you're swiping. Because most of you, let's talk about it. Who's using cash? Realistically, be honest. How many of you are literally using cash in your day-to-day transactions? Raise your hand. All you use is cash. All cash. No? You? All cash? Never? You have no credit card? You don't use that? Okay, great. What about you? No cash? Anybody else? So 2 people in a room of 50, almost 50 people uses cash all the time, right? And I'm pretty sure they're not in debt and they are on a budget, because cards are the main thing that gets society. That's what increases debt, especially if you're not managing budgeting. Now, let me ask you a question. It's an honest question now. How many of you have a budget for your money? Every single dollar have a budget 100% of the time. So in a room full of 50 people, we only have 3 people who have a budget for every single dollar. 4 people that have a budget for every single dollar. See, this is important. You got to plan. You got to plan. You can't build a plan. You can't build a schematic for anything without knowing the plan. How about you start something? Oh, 2020, I'm going to do better in budgeting. I'm going to do better in this. I'm going to get right. I'm going to get fit. And you literally have no plan. She's laughing at me, but it's true. You literally have no plan to do that. How smart is it to start a plan and not count the cost? Count the cost of what it is. Because what if you start? Let's say you have what it takes to start, but you haven't counted the cost. And when you get to the finish line or halfway through, you don't have enough material. You don't have what it takes to finish it. You have wasted the start. You have wasted a good beginning. You know what I'm saying? A good start. Had you had a plan, you would have had an execution. You could have executed. All right? So this is why I like MidApp for those individuals who aren't doing the cash system, which, again, I love the cash system because I put all of my money in envelopes, right? So there's some things that are automated. So I'll talk about this part first. MidApp is great because you're going to put all of it, you're just going to literally connect all of your credit cards. So many of you have more than one credit card, more than one debit bank account. You're going to connect everything to this app. All of your information. They're going to create a chart here. You see it here, and it's going to categorize your spending, right? So it has groceries here. It has entertainment. It has auto insurance, all of that stuff. So you're going to get a snapshot of your life, how you've been spending, how well you've been spending, how much on budget you've been. And then you're going to go into the app as well, and literally they'll know what income you get in. So they'll automatically so if you work in real estate and that's a frequently occurring deposit, you can name it, hey, real estate for me, real estate commission. So I put that in, and the system every time I go into the bank and make that deposit, it automatically generates commission of whatever that is. So they do it for you. It's on autopilot. So if you have direct deposit, then the system will automatically recognize that this is your direct deposit from whatever resource or wherever you're working. So that's that. So that's really good because you'll know where every dollar is going. Now, here's what I don't like. I still want you guys to use this because it's great. Again, you get to do retirement plans on here. If you haven't started 401k, for some of us millennials who think we're going to live forever and never get old, all right? They give you a 401k, a retirement plan. You can do a little bit of stocks in there as well. They've updated that a little bit, I believe, on this one. No, it's Acorn. But this is really good to get a snapshot of everything. Every you'll know what you're doing. And if you're over budget, they'll let you know. It'll light up red. You'll feel so embarrassed and shame, which you should. And so this is really good for that. And so the next one is what I want to talk about, which I'm really excited about, is this thing called Acorn. No. Did I not put it in there? Oh, you didn't do it? Okay, so Acorn is another one. I don't think I have it here. But Acorn is another one that I feel like is really great because it helps you literally, here it is, invest in your future, all right? I love this one because every time you use that, especially for the people who use credit cards or some type of card every single time for everything they do. Well, this gets you in a good and bad way, right? I don't know. Depending on how you spend. So let's say you buy a cup of coffee for $3.60, which is ridiculous. And coffee is nasty. Like, I mean, who does that? So $3.60. So let's say you pay $3.60 for a cup of coffee for a bean. Like, who does that? Anyway, a lot of people do. It will invest it will round up. So it will literally invest 40 cents into your account with Acorn. So it automatically invests up. It rounds up. So if you buy something for $5.99, it will take that penny and round up and place that penny into your account, your personal savings account. What I love about it is you can use it at any time. Like, it's not just taken and you can't do anything with it. If you need to withdraw it or do whatever you need to do, you can do it. No problem. You can take it. It'll transfer your account either instantly or within 24 hours. One of the two. And so it tells you your balance that you can spend. It tells you how much you earn. So if you're literally swiping your card all the time and you're going to different stores, like if you're Ubering, if you have like, I think they have like Nike outlets. They have so many things that if you're using, they literally give you earn money every time you spend, every time you use your card, and and the card is attached to, the card has to be attached to the Acorn app. So anyway, you can also invest. They have Bitcoin. They have so many things, and they train you on it. So if you're really serious about your finances, you can take small tutorials, and learn about finance. So it's really, really amazing. So here's my story with Acorn, right? I had literally had my battery went dead. I guess it was cold, and I had just had enough juice. I don't know. Went dead. And I was like, man, I really don't want to go into my emergency fund. I'm done for the day. I just brought all my nice wigs. I really don't want to do this. Like, man, where can I get money from without going into my emergency fund? You know what? I had only used this for like 3 months, maybe a little over 90 days. I went into the Acorn app just to look. I was like, man, I might have some money somewhere. I thought I was going to have maybe $50 or something. I had literally almost $800 in Acorn. I didn't even think about it. It's like set it and forget it. And if you told me, and I think I'm the tightest budgeter in the world, that I didn't have it within 90 days, I had $800. Like, I'm like, even the brokest person got money. You gotta have money. Like, I don't even understand. So Acorn can be your friend if you understand that it's going to round up. It's going to be your secret. It's like your secret weapon, Like, you always want that secret tool, that secret weapon. I think Acorn is great. It helps you with that. So make sure you download that app for sure. Now, credit. Going to talk about this. Go ahead.
I have a question.
Okay.
What if you have it auto-deducted from your account?
I don't know. Let's hold that question for this question. All right. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna give you the opportunity to ask questions a little bit later. All right. So credit. Who has issues with credit? Anybody in here? We're gonna say, oh well, amen. All right. So number one thing we're going to do is first, I like this ladder, is evaluate your credit. A lot of people don't want to do nothing to do with it. They're like, look, I know I got some things on there. I'm not ready to face that yet. And if we don't know what's on there, we're never going to be able to overcome, what's there. So being educated, there's a lot of programs I offer. One, I have offered actually several that helps you do your credit, improve your credit yourself. There's amazing programs that's out there that you can literally pay for. Some are great. Some are not so great. But there's also opportunities for you to literally do it yourself. I have a program that gives you the templates, allow you, if you have the time, you can literally put it in and to fix your credit yourself if you're willing to educate yourself as well. Establishing credit, that's one thing we're going to talk about. Dispute process, and then graduate to financial freedom. All right. One of the things I want to talk about is building credit without debt. All right. How do you do that? One thing that I've learned is if you use your own money, you won't spend as much as you do. If you use credit, you feel like no matter how well you think you are with money. If you use credit card, you're going to spend it. But if you use your own money, you're not going to do it's not so much. So with a secure credit card, it helps you with that. So you still get to improve your credit. You still get a credit card rating. Because if you're not using credit and you don't have anything to do with the system itself, it's hard for finding homes. And if you're thinking about entrepreneurship and business, it's hard to get loans and other resources if you don't have a credit score at all. So if you don't, it's like you're undeterminable. It's almost as bad as having a bad credit score. You can't do anything with it unless you're like in the millions. So anyway, a credit card. What I like to tell people is use the credit card, right? A secure credit card. You're just going to go into the bank and you're going to put the money, instead of keeping it in your savings account, or, well, not your savings, instead of keeping it in a extra spending account, you're going to take that $500 or take that $400 and go into your nearest bank, your credit union, and say, hey, I would like to open up a secure credit card. You're going to give them the $500. They're going to open up a line of credit, which is technically not a line of credit. It's your money, but you get to get it reported to all 3 credit bureaus, which will increase your credit score, right? So they hold that. And then if you use, so the trick to this is, let's say you are given $200 a line of credit. You go into the bank, you say, hey, I want a secure credit card. You give them $200. They give you a $200 line of credit. You're going to spend 40 of that, right? You don't want to spend the whole amount. There's about the 25% margin. You want to be between 25 and 30%. You're going to spend only $40 of that $200, right? And that you're going to pay it. You're going to pay it down to $30 by the 27th. So you make the charge on September, let's say 9th. You're going to pay it off by September 27th, okay? And then you're going to leave some money on the statement, right? Because people don't like to lend money to folks that need it. They want to know, just when you think about it, just think about your friend, that friend that always asks you for money. Like, you like, I can't do it. I can't do it. You always need it. But the friend that maybe asks you for money, but always pays you on time, and you know they got it, you like, oh yeah, this is just going to be, I'm going to get tyranny. I'm going to get that money back. I'm going to see that money in the near future. But there's some friends that this is a liability, straight up liability. So you don't want to do that. So the banks are the same way. They don't know you from the can of paint. They only know what's in front of them. They only know what is the layout that they have in front of your financial statement. So if that's looking funny, you ain't getting no money, okay? So we're going to do this one. And then they're going to report to the bureaus, and that will keep, so that $10 will help you. Now, after they report it to the bureaus, you're going to pay that $10 off. So by that last day, you're going to pay that, and I think the interest will be like 2 to 3 cents. Worth it to build a credit. Here's why I'm telling you this. How many of you are entrepreneurs or wanting to be aspiring entrepreneurs in life? This is why credit is important, because you're going to need a good credit score to be able to get the resources that you need. All right. So as far as that, I like to talk to people about ways to literally gain money, get money, and to live beyond their means. So how many have a hobby? How many think that their day-to-day finances is tight? Like, you just know it's tight. You did your budget. You feel like you did your budget 100 times. There's no way to cut. There's like nothing. She's laughing at me because this is the truth. People say this to me all the time. But how many think that God has given them a skill, some type of resource that they can use to create another stream of income? All right? So, okay. Awesome. So this is something that you need to determine whether it's a business or a hobby. If your friends won't buy from you, you put it on Instagram, you did a Kiva, and nobody will buy the product from you, like nobody, then it may not be a viable product, right? So you need to be thinking about, well, can I make money consistently with this, or is it just going to be something for now? Because when you're thinking business, you need to think longevity, you need to think future, you need to think legacy, you need to think, if I'm not in this position, well, my business, if I'm no longer able to work in the day-to-day of this business, will it be able to make me income even if I hire somebody? Can I hire somebody to do this job? Can I train somebody to do this job? So these are things you need to be thinking about for income. But in the meantime, if you guys do hair, if you guys babysit, if you guys have any other skill that you can do to create an additional income, no matter how small, it can help in your debt, in relieving your debt. Does this make sense to you guys? All right. All right, so this is what I like to say. The cost when you're trying to figure out do you have a viable product or not, it's time and material. So this is how you determine your cost. Time plus material equals your cost. Cost times 2 equal your wholesale price. All right? So again, cost times 2 is your wholesale price. But sometimes us women, we like to forget the time and material. We like to just, I can give it to you for, how long did it take you to braid her hair? You're not doing it for $20. We ain't doing this on the stupid, even if it is. The way my hand's set up, arthritis, I'm going to need to charge you for this Medicare plan that may or may not be here in the future. I'm going to need to charge you for that. So you need to think about all the things that you can literally be generating an income. So that's wholesale, and then it's wholesale times 2 is your retail price. So that's what you're going to use to determine simple formulas for business and entrepreneurship. All right? And then this is for people, I know we have a ton of entrepreneurs and business folk that are going toward that, in that arena. You just want to think about some of these things. Register your business with the state. Do not do business transactions from your personal account. Never do that because there's so many liabilities with that. File your EIN number, with the IRS. It's free to do so. You want to get legal. You want to get, in a point where you're able to get funding for yourself, and do not use your personal card to cover business expenses. I've seen this happen so many times with young entrepreneurs and seasoned entrepreneurs, quote unquote, who's been in business for so long, using their personal cards to pay expenses. And if something happens, they can say that your personal business was literally like you were doing business as the entity itself, as the person. And so you created this LLC, this EIN for no reason, because you're still getting sued because you're using everything, you're commingling funds. And that's something that you want to do. You need to make sure it's streamlined, strictly, and you're not commingling funds. If it's business, it's for business. And if you have a business where you're doing a hobby, LLC that too. But that's another story. And, that's just, hey. Open a bank account with your EIN number. So you're going to have a business account, register with the state, open that bank account with the EIN number with the state so that you're secure, you're taken care of, and start using that. Now, you'll be surprised how you can get business credit faster than you can personal credit. So anyway, some things that you, tips to live by: know the minimum you need to live off. Understand variable expenses for many of us that are on commission based. You need to understand that. Get creative with saving and making money. Listen, I can sell water to a well, baby. Ain't nothing. If I'm broke, anything is possible. Listen, I can sell a penny. Make you think it's a collector's item for $50. I promise you I can. I promise you I can tell you who touched it that makes it worth. I'm telling you. So be creative about ways to save, because if you're serious about entrepreneurship, if you're serious about getting out of debt, if you're serious about pursuing your dreams and your vision and your goals, then the only way I can assure you that if you're 100% of the time, if you don't save, you're not on the wealth track. You're not on the wealth track. If you don't know where your money is going, every single dime of it, you're not on the wealth track. You're not on the wealth track. Ain't nothing about my money can't look funny. I don't care where it's going. My money cannot look funny. I get shot. My stomach started, like I told Chief, my stomach started to hurt. Like something that just ain't right. After a certain number in my account, the way it's set up, I start getting fever, my kidney. What you say, Chief? The kidney and everything, the salt, all of that. I need it because I'm getting hot just thinking about it. I'm getting really hot. So make sure you're literally thinking about steps that you're going to take to overcome in 2020. It's not about, a lot of times we think there's this thing about stuck versus stagnant. You're not stuck. You can do several things to get out of debt. You can use the resource. You can use the dreams, the goals that God has given you that you've been sitting on for years and years. You can do it. There is not anything you can think of. There's somebody in this world, in this whole world, that needs what you have to offer. So you're not stuck. You're stagnant. And stagnant is different. That's contentment. That's being okay with being where you are. So So if I say you don't have enough paycheck, then that means that you aren't thinking about the resources that God gave you, the uniqueness that only you can give and bring to the world. That means that you're not thinking about that. So you're just straight up stagnant. So when the next time I see you, I want you to say, "Oh, I'm unstuck, and I am blessed, and I am an overcomer, and I am wealthy," or on the wealth track, because stagnant will keep you complacent, and complacency does not bear fruit. All right. And last but not least, I think I did most of it. Yeah, I think we're almost good. Okay. Stay mentally and physically healthy, as Minister Maud talked about. You want to make sure you're doing the things that allows you to keep up with the pace of society, what's going on with work, everything else, so that you're ready to take the world by storm. Again, I said don't commingle your personal and business fun. And then be able to forecast what you're going to make, but don't spend what you don't have, okay? So forecast what you're going to make, but don't spend what you don't have. In real estate, baby, we don't make money unless the sale closes, unless we get to the closing table and the deal is signed off on. So if I go spending all this money, these $5,000 that I think I might have, baby, deals bust every single day. So if I don't bring that home, I'm in debt. So again, it's great to forecast, to understand where you're going, to know how you need to get there, but don't ever spend what you don't have. And that's why people are in credit card debt now, because they think it's free money, and it's not. It comes with a cost, and it's called interest. Okay? And consider ramping up your revenue stream faster. So what can you do to make money now, quick, and sufficient and legal, right? Amen. So that's all I have. If you have any questions, I think we have a few minutes for questions, maybe. We have a few minutes for questions, so if you guys have any questions, yes, in the back.
I don't have a question. She's coming around with the microphone for you so we can all hear your beautiful voice. I don't have a question, but the last time we had you to speak with us, I think a couple of years ago, when you spoke to us about finances and about the Acorn app, I just want to give a testimonial about that, using that Acorn app, because I had an incident where I needed some extra money. And I said, wait a minute, but I got Acorn, and I had $400 and some in there.
Hello.
And I had to pay for a class, and that helped me to pay for a class that I was taking at Price Skip. So you'd be surprised at how fast that money accumulates in there when you're using your debit card. So I just, want to highly recommend Acorn.
Thank you, because I say a lot. I give a lot of examples, because I am a millennial, and a lot of what I do, I like to do with autopilot. I literally like to pay all of my bills on time and on autopilot, so I don't have to think about it. So when I'm thinking about car notes, when I'm thinking about all these things, I need them to just come out. They're fixed. So anything that's variable, like your electricity and things like that, you want to add a little bit of cushion, discretion with that, because that tends to fluctuate. But you need to have some type of gauge on your income. But when I say that, I thank you for that, because when I give examples, people are like, I don't know. But I'm happy that you took the advice and you actually used it, and it actually helped. All right, so thank you. Go ahead, Cheryl.
There is one caveat about Acorn, and that's it does not accept all bank cards. It does not accept a lot of credit unions, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, try it first and let them say they don't accept it. All right, because
There you go.
What if you have a ministry?
Can you hear me?
yes, I can, but we want it for the future.
Okay. What if you have a ministry or a hobby that you think can produce income, but you may be on disability? Will that conflict with registering with the state, as you talked about earlier?
Great thing. I love this. See, I'm a business person. Finance is my thing, but I am a business entrepreneur. That's just what I do. So I love this question. Here's why. No, it won't. Because listen, you are registered as an entity, a business, and they don't look at you separately unless you're commingling funds. So your business can make money. Your business can make as much money as it wants. Literally, you're saved under the shelter of that entity. If it's LLC and an S corp, specifically talk to your tax professional. But if you're on your entity, so what's the name of your business?
It's called Tell Me Something Good Ministries. My husband and I do marriage coaching.
Okay, Tell Me Something Good Ministries. That is, what's your name?
Taronda Hunter.
Taronda Hunter. That is not that Taronda and your husband owns it, but the IRS doesn't see it as you. So you have your income, but your entity will be taxed. Your entity will be doing that. Doesn't have anything to do with you. So if you're serious, get that tax shelter, get the LLC, get the EIN, make it a legitimate business in the eyes of the state and the government, and you can't save yourself. It doesn't interfere with either.
No problem. Good question. That was a good one.
All right.
All right.
One more? All right.
Yes, my question was, you were talking about the Acorn, using your credit card, and you were also saying about that you have things coming out automatically. Well, I have almost everything that I have is taken out automatically. So how can you use that for Acorn? If it's, or Mint, if it's set to come out automatically?
Well, it would just indicate where your money is going. So for Mint, it'll just say, okay, everything is going a certain, like you're getting paid or it's going out. It's an expense. So it'll just show you the whole pie of what's going on. So it doesn't affect it. It just shows you what. If you're going to attach your cards, you're going to see I've spent X amount or in expenses for my rent, for the car note. It's just it doesn't matter that it's automatic. Now for Acorn, it only works if you're swiping your card, period. So if you're not ever swiping, then it really won't work. But if you find yourself swiping, then yes, you'll be around that. Go ahead.
You can add money to it too.
Yeah, you can add money to it. That's good.
You can add money to it.
Okay. Yes, well, I'm going to give who all is looking to purchase a home or sell a home in the future, near
She rose
future.
her hand so fast, Miss Nancy. Shut up.
Sell a home in the future,
Okay, we got sell and buy.
purchase.
She wants to purchase.
All right, so I'm going to give you my book. Well, no, let me do something more fair. Pick a number from 1 to 10. You give me the number. Give me the number. No, they heard that.
Yeah.
All right.
Turn the microphone down. Oh no, we'll turn this way. Okay. Okay. 5, 7, 8. Anybody else?
I want to get. This is for buying a house, right?
Go ahead.
Okay, I want to do. You said 5, 7, 8. I'm gonna do 2.
Oh, that's what you said too, right? So pick another one. 3.
All right, you got it. Where
Yeah.
There we go. Number was 3. All right. Well, thank you. And then